People's marriages often turn into parenting marriages by default when they have kids. More people should break the rules of a regular marriage and pursue this non-traditional but very practical version of marriage. Original post. Once kids are introduced, your relationship with your partner changes drastically. No longer is your energy and focus on cultivating intimacy and romance with your partner, but instead on keeping your kids alive and ensuring their overall well-being. A parenting marriage is one where the intimacy and romantic part of your relationship is set aside, and instead the family becomes the focus. I think it's sad that so many people are living in a marriage where they are bound by rules that no longer apply to their situation. For example, either partner can't pursue outside relationships because it would be cheating. Basing this assumption on the overall perception of what's disallowed in a typical marriage on popular opinion, not accounting for individuals' nuanced situations. It's antiquated and outdated. I think once you have kids, you should be able to call your marriage a parenting marriage and break out of the box of the narrowly defined narrative that is marriage in our society and live your life as it suits you. I also think it would reduce a lot of divorces, keep a stable home life for the kids, and make women a lot happier, expanding their social network and support. Reading the top comments before the update. So once you have kids, you're wanting it to be cool to step outside of the marriage and seek attention elsewhere? Instead of using that energy to look for someone else, just spend the time making sure the romance stays the same after a child is born. This is just another excuse to have a polygamous relationship. If that is what you want, then have that conversation with your significant other. As for a parenting relationship, you can still 100% have intimacy with your spouse, and it is the same difficulty as pursuing an outside relationship, so there is no reason for an outside relationship unless that is what you want. However, again, have that conversation with your potential significant other to ensure you are on the same page. If you have the energy to pursue outside relationships, then you could have just put that energy into your existing relationship. If you want an open relationship, then find someone else who wants one. Don't use kids as an excuse. The rules don't no longer apply to their situation because one person unilaterally wishes they were different. Rules of relationships are set mutually. Update 1 year later. My husband and I have been living together but separated for a year now. We've been together for 10 years with 11-year-old twins. He asked for a divorce yesterday and wants to sell the house so we both can get our own places and live our separate lives. I've advocated for a parenting marriage over the past year as it's the least sucky option in my opinion. We don't have to split up our financial picture, we don't have to split up our time with the kids, we don't hate each other, and have been successfully, or so I thought, just living together. We both have our own rooms in the house. I work remote and am home with the kids who are also full remote during the week. He will be going back full-time to the office in the coming weeks but has been home for 2 days. I thought we had both accepted that the romantic part of our relationship is done and over with, but we chose to stay together because we are good co-parents and still have a companionate love for one another. Our actual marriage dissolved 2 years ago because I met someone who showed me what it feels like to be in a loving relationship. After experiencing that difference, I realized I could never go back to my soon-to-be ex in a romantic way. This was 2 years ago. For those of you who want to throw shade on my actions, please don't. Have compassion. As part of a parenting marriage, talking about moving on and dating other people is something we had discussed. He said he was open to both of us going forward, seeing other people, and continuing our current situation because it was the best for our kids. He wasn't ready, but I was and had been since we separated. We hadn't gotten to the point of telling our kids that we are in a parenting marriage. And therefore whenever I went out to see my other person, I would say I'm running errands or going to see a friend. He said yesterday he was tired of lying for me. This told me this entire time he wasn't being truthful with how he felt about all of this. He has spoken his truth and said this doesn't work for him. I am heartbroken over the prospect of not enjoying the everyday with my kids, the small moments that create the fabric of our connection. I'm also going to miss him. I love him in a companionate way. All of the things that suck about divorce, I still don't see why this is the best option. I'd rather find an alternative solution where it doesn't feel so nuclear. I'm scared of not knowing what the future holds and how my life will look. I'm scared of how this will impact the kids. I'm scared of the responsibility of being on my own financially. I'm scared of being on my own, period. I don't know a timeline or anything else. Just that this is what he wants. I don't know what I want yet, given this new information. What resources do I need to help guide me? I've contacted a divorce therapist for myself. Are there people who can look at my financials and tell me what is feasible and isn't? When do I contact a lawyer? Do I need one if we plan on mediation? I feel so lost, powerless, and vulnerable. Reading the top comments before the update. I wrecked my family by having an affair, convinced my husband to be in a one-sided open marriage, and I'm now upset because he wants to divorce me. Not sure what advice anyone can give you other than you made your own bed and get a lawyer. Your husband deserves to be happy after what you've done to him. Wrecked her marriage, but because of financial stability, wanted to stay married. You used her kids as pawns. She wanted an open marriage for herself while her husband was the caretaker and sacrificed, while she did who knows what with who knows who. Her husband was most likely in a state of shock when he agreed to her idea. He has woken up and grown a backbone. He has rightly decided to end this sham of a marriage, and now she's upset that the financial stability is going away. Yep. That about sums it up. Compassion in this case equals divorce. You are asking your husband to accept his wife has no romantic feelings for him, accept they are dating and having romantic relationships outside the marriage, accept that while he can do the same, most people are not going to believe that he isn't either cheating or playing at some weird sex game, so he is likely going to spend the next 7 years, or until you are ready to divorce, in an emotional no man's land. Your plan is selfish, and he gave it a year, and 2020 was an awful effing year. I get why he is moping out. I get you had dreams of this being the perfect solution to you not being happy, but we don't get to actively make others unhappy so we can be. Therapy and a civilized divorce is not the worst thing for your children. If you try and force the issue, you will only hurt them. Last update. I'm feeling frumpy as F. Found out ex bought his new girlfriend a diamond bracelet, probably with the money I had to pay him out for on the house. We just finalized the divorce in September, separated for much longer though. Share 2 great kids together. Did a combined celebration at my parents' house. It was terrible. I will never do that again. I was so sad and disengaged. I haven't heard a peep from his family, but mine is all arms wide open to him. F his family, F him. This jealousy rage is quite the motivation to get my crap in shape, to manifest my mother effing destiny, and to move on. I hate to break it to you, but you did manifest your destiny, and you're living it right now. Congratulations. Reaping and sowing. Stupid games and stupid prizes. Whichever you prefer. Also, you weren't interested in your husband anymore. Why would you be jealous? Are you really so selfish that you'd expect him to stay in a loveless marriage where you openly cheat on him, just for your benefit? Are you so bitter that he might have someone that loves and appreciates him in ways that you wouldn't? But F him, right? Stay classy. I hope you like cats. Don't forget you cheated on him. Stop changing the narrative to fit your perspective. On to the next story. Update. I cheated on my wife. She left without telling me anything. How can I get her back? I know. I'm aware of my faults. I know I screwed up. She and I had something beautiful. She is still the love of my life. We were together for 10 years, 2 dating and 8 married, but I made a huge mistake and cheated on her. It was just once, just one damn time. Somehow she found out. I never knew how because I haven't been able to talk to her since then. I guess she found something on my phone. I came home that afternoon as usual and everything felt weird. The house felt emptier. I quickly realized that her things were gone. I panicked. I started calling her over and over, but her phone didn't even ring. Suddenly I saw some papers on the table. She was divorcing me. Under the divorce papers, there was a note that said, "This is what you do with cheaters." That was the last thing I got from her, 2 years ago now. Of course I called the contact information for her lawyer, who has been the only bridge between us. But he just told me that he was her legal representative and that she didn't want to see me. I fought, I got angry, but in the end her lawyer just told me that it would be better if I got my own lawyer. I didn't want to. I absolutely refused to accept that 10 years of relationship would end like this. I know I have failed, but I always wanted to fix it. I know that if she gave me the chance, I could make that sweet and special girl I met more than 10 years ago fall in love with me again. I know that I can make her forgive me. After all, many couples go through similar things and get over it. Why can't we be one more couple in that statistic? Why after 8 years of marriage am I thrown away like garbage for a mistake? I don't deserve so much indifference. I haven't been able to see her or even hear her voice in 2 years. 2 years of not being able to see or talk to the person you love the most is too much of a punishment. This situation has destroyed me emotionally, mentally, and even physically. I ended up consuming an unhealthy amount of alcohol, weeks of barely eating, not sleeping. I was a zombie for months, just functioning on automatic. I wanted to die, but I couldn't let myself die because I always held on to hope that she would come back. My therapist says it's really hard when you can't get closure from a relationship because your mind can't process that the relationship is over. So you're always thinking that person will knock on the door or that you'll wake up from sleep and they'll be there by your side. The divorce was finalized over a year ago. I'll be honest, I didn't make it easy. I didn't want to get divorced and I still don't understand how we can be divorced. I asked for couples therapy, but she refused. I know from my lawyer that her lawyer advised her to go at least once or twice. But she refused. It took quite a while, but finally the divorce happened. I can't even describe the feeling. I felt, and still feel, like a piece of me has been cut out. I know I hurt her. I know I failed, but I think we all deserve a second chance. When I couldn't take the pain anymore, I decided to start therapy. My therapist doesn't give me advice to get her back. He only focuses on me moving on with my life, encouraging me to meet new people and go out on dates. But I don't want to. At this point I'm not even interested in sex anymore. A few days ago something happened that completely shattered me. I was having a few beers with my friend at my house, let's call him Nick. We were both pretty drunk. I started talking about my wife. And he said to me, you should put more effort into getting over her. She's over you and is happy having a life away from you. You should do the same. You can't live in this self-pity all your life. Something in his words hit me, but not in the way he expected. He spoke with a lot of confidence that my wife is over me and is happy now. How does he know that? At this point, I got angry and started pressuring him to talk. He refused. I pressed as hard as I could. I cried. I begged him to tell me if he knew something. I needed to know something about her. Until he finally told me. His wife has been in contact with my wife for the last year. They were great friends, and I remember Sabrina, my friend's wife, being very sad about losing contact with my wife. The thing is that my wife went to live in Norway, got married to a guy there and is about 7 months pregnant. I felt like dying. I literally felt like dying with this information. How could she do this to me? How could it be that while I was crying, getting drunk, missing her, and wanting to die every day, she was happily on the other side of the world, getting married, effing and getting pregnant by another guy? How could it be that she didn't have a child with me in many, many years, to the point that I thought she was infertile, but she got pregnant by this new guy so easily? Where did this guy come from? I have no answers for absolutely anything, and I feel like I can't go on with my life without these answers. The only thing I can think of is that she had revenge sex with the first Norwegian guy she came across and got pregnant and decided to keep the baby. Maybe she got married because she wanted to stay in that country legally, and I guess like in most countries, getting married is a good option for that. I don't know. These thoughts are killing me. I refuse to think that she is in love with him. I need to contact her. I need to talk to her. I need to know what's going on, because she acts like our 10-year history and 8-year marriage is nothing to her. I need advice on how to act. I feel the impulse to travel to where she is and look for her, but how could I do that? I don't know what city she's in. I don't know where she lives. I don't have a number to contact her. She closed her social media. Her family is small, they don't live in the same country as me and all of them blocked me. I'm totally lost. I don't know what to do at this point. I still want her back, yes, even pregnant. I feel like this is a nightmare and I need to wake up now. LOL. This post in brief. My infertile S is so special that women I love must of course overlook my cheating and obvious narcissism and give me the life I want because I am entitled to it. My one mistake is in no way a reflection of me as a person, and my crazy stalking entitlement since then proves it. Once a woman has loved me, it is impossible for her to love any other man because I am perfect except for that one time cheating. I 100% have no other flaws whatsoever, and that one mistake must be the only reason she dumped me. Because I am perfect. The dude doesn't even understand what cheating is, LOL. He basically disrespected his partner in the worst way possible, saying she isn't enough for him, that's why he had to go and cheat, and who knows how much he did it. Dude needs to go check for STD. I'm from Scandinavia, Denmark, and she picked a really great country with really great people to elope to. Never met a Norwegian who wasn't nice, polite, down-to-earth, healthy, sporty, and a good friend. And they eat really healthy as well, so his fertility is probably high. Get out of your delusion about your former marriage. It sounds really unhealthy and will literally kill you in the long run. F around and find out. Sure did. Dig deep and accept your love for your wife was not this fairy tale thing, Because then you wouldn't have accidentally fallen and slipped your D in someone else. Not even because you were drunk, or charmed, or... Nope, wouldn't have done it. You love some fantasy. It's over. She was probably pretty bummed or very relieved to have a reason to split, but then she fell head over heels with this Norwegian dude. I totally get her. They are tall and blonde and sporty, yay, and gets to live in one of the best countries in the world. And one of the best places to raise children. You did her a big favor. You didn't treat her well and somehow divine intervention sent her something so much better. Be happy that she is happy. Accept you don't love her, only a fantasy, and get on with your life. Edit. I read almost all the comments, and when I say almost all, I really mean almost all. It's hard to process all the crap that's been said about me. I feel like you guys forget that you are talking to a person and not an inanimate object. I thought I might find more empathy by sharing my story here. Just two people showing empathy towards me and their comments made me feel better. I'm not looking for validation or for anyone to say that what I did is okay. I know it's not, and I have to live with that daily. I will try to respond, but of course I'll never be able to respond to all the comments over here. I guess none of you know what it's like to have a broken heart and not be able to get over a person. You don't decide who you love, and you don't decide when you get over someone. It will happen when it has to. Those who doubt my story, unfortunately, it is real. I would love this to be fake, but sadly it is not, and I have to live with this mess every day. Everyone assumes she's happy now. I don't know, I mean, how do you know? I haven't seen her in 2 years. I can't have any idea if she's happy or not. Being pregnant doesn't necessarily mean happiness, and being married either. We don't really know the circumstances of this marriage. Maybe she got married because she got pregnant and felt alone in a country where she had no one, and she just held on to the other guy. Of course I blame myself for this. This wouldn't have happened if I had been a better person and a better husband to her. But unfortunately, I can't change what I did wrong. The only thing I could do is try to make it up to her, but how do you make it up to someone who doesn't want to give you the chance to do so? Some people said that she doesn't owe me a second chance. That was hard to read, but I understand that maybe she doesn't have to. I never openly blamed her for the infertility issues. It was just a thought. We both went to the doctor and in both cases the tests revealed that everything was fine. I never understood why we couldn't conceive, and the thought that she was infertile did cross my mind, and of course the idea that I was too. But in most cases of infertility, it is due to a female factor. Maybe that's why I thought that. Horrible things were said, like I would hurt my ex-wife if she were here. I never physically hurt her, and I never will. I am not an abusive person. I am not a monster. I know it's hard to empathize with me. I know I screwed up. I know I hurt her way beyond what I can say. But I am not a monster or a narcissist. Some people said that I never loved her, otherwise I wouldn't have cheated on her. This statement doesn't seem fair to me. You think you can kidnap the concept of love and tell another person what his real feelings are? You think you are inside my head or heart? Only then would you know what I feel. You can't tell me that I don't love her. There hasn't been a day since she left that I don't regret it. No one can tell me this isn't love. Lastly, humans are more complex than most people here think. Just because I cheated on her doesn't mean I don't love her or that I don't have feelings. I called what I did a mistake because how else would I call it? I thought part of accepting blame is accepting that was my mistake. But everyone here takes those words as if I'm trying to twist the situation, when that's not the case. You've completely twisted my words. I know how much I hurt her. Maybe in my post I'm focusing on myself because I was never able to explain myself to her. Since then, for me, it's been one attempt after another to put together a story in my head that doesn't make sense. I lost everything from one moment to the next. I simply tried to be open with my feelings, but it doesn't seem to work here. Not for me, at least. I know the damage I did to her. This woman left her life, the country she emigrated to, her friends, even her job. No one does that for a breakup unless you're going through some level of absolute pain. I understand that. I can see and feel the pain I put her through, and that makes me feel even more guilty. Honestly, I'm going to respond to some comments below and then log off Reddit for a couple of days until I feel in a better place. Last update. These days have been very strange. At times I feel numb, and at others desperate. A lot of things have happened. I want to start by answering something and then I will update. Some people asked, why Norway? I don't know exactly, but she is a polyglot, she speaks 6 languages. Many of these languages are connected to cultures that she always liked. Norwegian is just one of them. She has always been interested in Norwegian culture. She has been there before, but she is also interested in other cultures and speaks other languages. So for me, that was never an indicator that she might have gone to this country. Regarding the update, the first thing I will say is that the post reached some people in my circle. Sabrina's sister is on Reddit. She knows the story and realized it was me. She told Sabrina. Sabrina is angry at Nick for revealing information. Nick is angry at me for posting on Reddit and because he says I pressured him to talk. I am angry at both of them for being two a-holes who watched me suffer for 2 years and decided not to help me. They didn't care about my marriage. Why should I care about their marriage? Sabrina could have given me my ex-wife's phone number a long time ago, but she decided to prioritize her friendship with my ex instead of helping two friends mend their marriage. Meanwhile, no one cared about my feelings. I'm done with them at this point. Regarding my ex-wife, I've been thinking a lot. She can't just disappear. I convinced myself that if I searched hard enough I could find something related to her. I follow some of her relatives from a fake Instagram account, but I never found anything related to her. I searched a lot, really a lot, and found a name that I had seen before but hadn't caught my attention until then. It was a lady with a name that is not typical in the United States or my wife's country. She is not American, and a very strange last name. I went to her Instagram profile, and she had no pictures or anything, just a small profile picture that you could barely see. I decided to look her up on Facebook and found the same lady with the same profile picture. Only her Facebook profile was quite open. She is indeed a lady from Norway. I checked everything I could on this profile. I was convinced it had something to do with my wife. How else would a relative of hers have this woman in their friends? I saw a lot of pictures, people, plants, mountains, gardens, lakes, flowers, typical things that an older lady posts. Until I came across a picture where my ex was dressed as a bride hugging a guy. I had to translate the text. The lady was congratulating her son on his wedding. There were a few more pictures, not many, even some members of my ex's family in the wedding pictures. The dates of the pictures were from a year ago. A year ago she married this guy. I don't understand, how could it happen so fast? When did she meet him? I honestly thought she got married after she got pregnant, not before. This baffles me even more. After that, I found another picture. It was a group picture and she was far away, but of course I recognized her. The same guy had his hands on her shoulders, hugging her. This picture was from February 2023. To be clear, she left in May 2022. How is she with someone in February 2023? Only 9 months and she's already in a stable enough relationship that he's introduced her to his family? What the hell is going on here? I feel like I have even more questions in my head now. I know I shouldn't be upset, but I am. I know I lost her because I was an idiot, but it's hard to get this feeling out of my head right now. Anyway, for those who imagine this fantasy that my ex is with some kind of Norwegian Chris Hemsworth, let me tell you, it's not like that. This guy is too tall, too blonde, too pale, hair too long, and kind of chunky to be honest. He looks more like the old cartoon Vikings and is definitely not a Chris Hemsworth. I managed to find his Facebook profile but he is almost nothing there. His profile says he's an engineer. An engineer who wears metal band t-shirts at 38. I don't know how to take this because I'm an engineer myself, just in a different field. Why would she look for a man with the same profession as me? My wife has always liked heavy metal, which I always found nasty, but I never complained. After all, your partner doesn't have to have the same musical tastes as you. I mention this because maybe that was the way they connected. She used to connect easily with people who like the same type of music. I don't know, but I honestly look at it and think, where did she get this guy from? I mean, she can definitely do better than this. The pregnancy thing still messes with my head. I try not to think about it. I can't understand it. I'm not infertile like the comments suggest. I've been to the doctor and I know I'm not. But God, it kills me to think that she's going to have another man's child. I don't get it. I feel like this is beyond anything I ever imagined. And no, I'm not going to go to Norway. I'm not going to try to contact her. I still want to see her and talk to her. But I obviously can't force her to do that. I have too much to deal with right now and too much to talk about in therapy. If by any chance this post reaches my ex, I want you to know that I still love you. You know where to contact me. If by any chance this post reaches the new dude, I want you to know the only reason you have a chance with this woman is because a big idiot halfway across the world completely ruined it. You most probably met a woman who was very broken from her divorce. You took advantage of her situation and trapped her with a baby. You don't know how to play fair. Sabrina and Nick, Fu.